Welcome to football at Gameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Tyler Merkovich with Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and it's week 5 in the NFL season. Cleveland nearly getting their first win of the season. They lose with less than a minute to go in overtime against Cincinnati. Buffalo gets blown out against Miami, and they only have one win on the season, so it's rally time for Dick Duran. That defense is getting shredded up. What are your keys to victory for Mangini? Can they get their first win of the season here, the road team?
Well, the keys to victory for the Browns, that offensive line has to improve. They're giving up 13 sacks on the season. You're not going to beat anybody if your quarterback is spending half the day on his back. That has to improve, number one. 2, they have to keep working Jerome Harrison. As you was able to see last week against Cincinnati, they were able to find some success in that running game with Jerome Harrison, who had over 120 yards rushing. That was key. That helped keep the chains moving. That kept the Browns in the game. They have to keep working him until Jamal Lewis comes back. And 3rd, they have to play with that same intensity. The Browns showed last week that they were a tough team, gritty. They played with some intensity. They kept themselves in the game with that same grit. They have to keep that up this week against Buffalo on the road.
And the play calling does not look good for the Bills on offense. It's making Trent Edwards look uncomfortable. Terrell Owens is getting his yards, but nothing productive. The other receivers not showing it. Marshawn Lynch barely had any yardage against Miami. We know Miami's defense is playing well now, but Buffalo's defense is atrocious right now. Also, a lot of injuries there. McKelvin out for the season. Pozlosny out for a numerous amount of weeks. What are the keys to victory for the Bills?
Keys to victory for the Bills, they have to convert third downs. They stink right now on third down conversion on offense. 23%. You can't beat anybody converting 23%.
And that has a lot to do with play calling right there?
Well, that has a lot to do with my number 2 goal. My number 2 keys to victory, they have to protect up front. They've given up 16 sacks on the season. So you already in a situation where you're in first and second and long, third and long situations. You're not going to convert those a lot of the times in the NFL. 3rd, they have to stick with that run attack. Cleveland has the 2nd worst run defense, so you will have some success with Fred Jackson as well as Marshawn Lynch, who's going to be his 2nd game back, so he should get more involved in the offense. I like Buffalo in this game. I think they're going to improve on third down. I think they're going to do a lot of things well this game. I just don't trust Cleveland well enough. I think last week was an aberration because it was a rivalry game. I think Buffalo is going to get this thing turned around this week.
Well, you know, the question mark was the Bills' O-line coming to the season. They're not playing too well, but Cleveland won last year against Buffalo on one of the Sunday night games. I don't think it happened 2 years in a row. I'm taking the Bills also. For more, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL.